Hi, my name is Aaron, and I'm here with Dr. Doina Precup, the Associate Dean Research for the Faculty of Science at the University of McGill. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Aaron?
I'm great. So you're one of the speakers this afternoon in the Artificial Intelligence and Discovery panel. Can you tell us a little bit about your research into reinforcement learning and why it's important?
So I've been doing reinforcement learning actually now for close to 20 years. And it's a subfield of machine learning. Machine learning is about computers learning how to do things on their own rather than just always being programmed exactly what to do. And in reinforcement learning specifically, computers learn a little bit like animals or babies learn by being allowed to interact with an environment and taking actions, making some mistakes, and receiving some feedback. And so the feedback comes in the form of a reward signal. There's just numbers, and the computer is just biased to receive large numbers. And so we train the computers in this way to do lots of different things. A lot of the press recently has been about playing games. But in our lab at McGill, we also train computers to do predictions over time, for example, for physiological time series data, for monitoring in the ICU, for example, and to do activity recognition, to do different kinds of control and forecasting tasks over time.
That is awesome. Very interesting. I love it. So you were recently named the head of DeepMind's Montreal Research Lab. What motivated you to take on this role?
So I did a lot of thinking before taking this step. I've been in academia my whole life.
Yeah.
But I felt that, for one thing, DeepMind was very closely aligned with my research interests. So my research there is also in reinforcement learning. It's also a company that I've known for a very long time, since they were a very small startup. And because I know the people very well and I know that they want to solve intelligence and use it for the greater good, I felt like it was the right choice for me. Also, it's basic research, so I still feel like I'm in the same mode of operation as usual. The research gets published, software gets released publicly, and so I'm happy with that. It's an interesting time for machine learning in the sense that there's a lot of really high quality research that's being done in the private sector as well as in the academic sector. And so we have to see how things go. But at the moment, the private sector offers more computational resources and more interesting data sets. So that's the attraction there. But at the same time, of course, in academia, we get to train students and have fun with that.
Yes, definitely. I'm always interested to meet computer scientists because, especially diverse computer scientists. So, what drove you as a computer scientist to work in the field of artificial intelligence?
So I always liked sci-fi. I grew up in Romania back when it was a communist country, and it was pretty boring, but we had sci-fi books and movies. So I enjoyed that. I always thought that it was interesting to think about how to build robots and how to build sort of autonomous programs. And when I went for my PhD in the US, I was lucky to have Rich Sutton teach one of the first classes that I took. And so I learned about reinforcement learning, and I really liked the math of it. And so that's what really hooked me into the specific research field that I'm in. But I think also AI has lots of different subfields. So machine learning happens to be my favorite, but there's lots of other things: computer vision, reasoning under uncertainty, planning, natural language processing. And there's a lot of potential practical applications. There's sort of the classical AI applications like robots and autonomous agents. But then there's also practical applications in medicine and finance and control of complex systems, which to me are fascinating as well. And so when I see on the one hand the mathematical beauty and on the other hand the potential applications,
Awesome.
seems to be a win.
That's great. Yeah, no. We're obviously at CSPC, the Canadian Science Policy Conference. What can you tell us what you feel the value is in a conference like this?
So it's my first time at CSPC. Actually, I'm very happy to be here. I think it's really great that there is a forum where policymakers can have an open discussion with the scientists and the researchers in order to sort of see both points of view and inform each other. And I have to say, to me, Canada's been great at funding basic research, curiosity-driven research. And that's certainly a trend that I would like to see continue. But I think also there's lots of other trends, like for example, this emergence of research on the industry side that I think are important to discuss, and CSPC seems to be a great forum for that.
Awesome. Where can interested viewers find out more about the work that you do?
So I have a webpage at McGill University, which has some of our projects and also our lab webpage. We have a very nice lab called the Reasoning and Learning Lab, about 60 graduate students, 4 professors. And we're always also happy to talk to people. So on the lab page, you can sign up for information and notifications, but also most of our students are quite glad to talk to people about what they do.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Precup. It's been an amazing interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aaron.